Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I will be ranking all the Sekiro bosses from easiest to hardest. Note I have played the game twice and once on NG+, and I will also not be ranking the mini bosses today. Without further ado, let's take a look at the biggest pushovers. The monkeys. These little guys run around the arena and do not even attack you. This is in fact a puzzle fight. We know from Soft aren't great at puzzle fights, but they almost nailed it here. The puzzle is, the green monkey has excellent hearing, deafen the fool with the bell. The purple monkey has excellent vision, blind him with the door. The orange monkey is just very annoying as he rings a bell to make the other monkeys run away. Oh yeah, the white monkey is invisible and chases you. Slap him for the win. What makes this fight even easier is that there is an NPC telling you each monkey's behavior, and you don't even need to beat the puzzle. Just use Gachi's sugar plus firecrackers to win. The only hard part is the terror chimps, which I embarrassingly died to the first time, but the arena is so big, so just duke the chimps when they appear. This fight probably confused many players on their first run through the game, but on other playthroughs, they are sad pushovers. This dragon is awesome to look at and also has cool attacks, but in terms of difficulty, unfortunately, he falls flat. Though I understand it would be nearly impossible to make the fight more difficult and not sacrifice quality. The first phase is really easy, just jump on the tree to kill all the overgrown roots. Phase 2, the dragon becomes angry and starts to attack you. Just grapple up to the tree, grab the lighting and prove that miracle builds are useful. The only difficult part is the final dodge sequence, but just sprint and jump every now and again when you see the kanji and you will be fine. This Genichiro is very easy as it is supposed to be. The only new attack is Mortal Blade Draw, but this attack is so slow that it actually makes the fight easier. But I think the fight has to be easy as after it is an incredibly tough fight. Yelpu the demon is just that. A demon, at least on your first playthrough. He will destroy you as you have a very limited guard, but teaches you skills like deflecting consecutive attacks as the enemy might not stop after the first attack. The harder an enemy hits, the more posture damage you do on deflects, and that some enemies have different combat styles. Overall a tough fight on your first playthrough, but easy on new runs. The Master of Illusions is next. Your former mentor becomes evil and tries to steal Kuro's powers. She is incredibly fast and aggressive and jumps around a lot, but this is your chance to hit her with a shuriken for bonus damage. She also mixes and sweeps into her combos, so be wary. Then you think she died, but it was just a secret phase. The only change is that she summons illusions. Just avoid them and stand behind a pillar to avoid the projectiles, and you will overcome this old butterfly. The amount of times I died to this bastard is frightening. This guy claimed my life more times than I even could count, even though he is quite similar to a basic enemy. You can't imagine how angry I was when I saw he had a secret phase. The reason he is so difficult is that his posture decreases very fast unless you take half of his health. He is very aggressive, and don't get me started on the bow. He also in his first phase only does thrusts after the jump, and in the second phase favors sweeps, but still randomly does thrusts. This means you have to react in a flash what to do. His third phase he drops the armor and gets lightning attacks. This phase is easier as he has less posture and you can lightning reversal him, but if you mess up, say goodbye to half your health. It was hilarious when I beat him on my first try in both fights in my second playthrough. Insanely tough on your first playthrough, but a huge pushover on your next playthroughs. The real corrupted monk is actually easier than the illusion for a couple of reasons. The real one has less posture, and even though it has 3 health bars, 2 can be stealth struck away immediately. She has a couple of brutal attacks like the retreating slash and the terror spit. Other than that, the fight is the average difficulty in the game for me. So attempting the guardian ape earlier didn't go so well, and this time he brought his bride with to gank you. Well, this fight, even though it's 2 against 1, the fight is still easier than the first fight. Firstly, he has less health, and I also found the second phase easier besides the horrible and trashy move, the terror scream. That's the only reason you will die in this fight. You can also cheese him using the loaded spear prosthetic. Every time he is on the ground, use the spear, stunning him and dealing loads of damage. To kill the bride, 2 to 3 firecrackers should kill her. Use them while the ape is screaming, and you'll make a monkey out of the 2 in no time. The apparition monk is harder as her posture literally comes back the second after you attack her or deflect her attacks. There is a really good cheese though. Use snap seeds plus firecrackers to best this illusion. Try fighting her the intended way, and it will be nearly impossible. I would say that the next few bosses still provide a challenge on new runs. Emma is a really good doctor, so it was a surprising plot twist when she pulls out her blade, ready to slay Shura. She probably has the most diverse combat style of any boss in the game. She has absurd closing speed and fast and graceful close-range attacks. Her most dangerous attack is obviously the grab. The grab has such good tracking it's ridiculous. Overall a tough fight, and it stays that way on new runs. Your father is a real beast. He really doesn't fight fair as he uses some of the prosthetic tools. He also fights very differently to many other bosses as he jumps away when you want to hit him. In his second phase, he gets a poison attack and smoke screen, but they are easy to deal with. In my opinion, the best strategy is to dodge his slash and then Ichimonji double him. When he is in his second phase and does the double shuriken throw and jump, use Mortal Blade Draw and you will best your old father. The first encounter with the guardian ape is way harder as he has more health and posture, and in my opinion, the first phase is harder. This boss makes you unlearn all you learned in Sekiro as deflecting really doesn't work that well at all. Also, don't get me started on the number of times he grabbed me and threw me around like a ragdoll. This fight will always remain a real challenge, but still doesn't stack up to the next few bosses. Though I have a feeling the next rank is going to be controversial. I know a lot of people will disagree with me for putting the Sword Saint this low, but I have my reasons. But still, I really enjoyed the fight. The Sword Saint, most people's hardest fight, but I nearly beat him on my second try. How is this possible? Well, I found the first phase the hardest because his attacks are erratic and lightning fast, no pun intended, and his thrust comes out of nowhere. The most punishable attack was the attack where he dashes forward and does the double slash. This attack is a really long wind-up, and you can run out of range and then punish. The Ichimonji double is also great to punish. The second phase was in the middle for difficulty. I found his attacks easier to deflect in this phase, and doing this does more posture damage. He also does the thrust a lot, and it has a huge wind-up, so it's ridiculously easy to Mikiri and the jump is easily punished. The third phase is the easiest, and it's basically the same as the second. The only new attack was the lightning attacks, but they are more a blessing than a curse. I don't know, but I got insanely good RNG in my fight and he kept spamming the lightning attack, so the phase was over in less than 30 seconds. But I can confirm this usually never happens and the lightning attacks are usually very rare. This fight is a great fight to end the game and is for most very difficult final speed bump. Putting the old grandpa that is busy dying higher than when he was young and when he claimed Ashina. This is very weird, but hear me out. Remember that I found the first phase of the Sword Saint the hardest? Well, his main combat is pretty much only first phase Sword Saint, plus a very dangerous grab attack. The second phase is brutal as the fire attacks can kill you so fast and he is very aggressive for such a tiny arena. All this more than makes up for the fact that he only has 2 phases, not 3. The last 2 bosses I would still struggle with, so let's get right into the top 2. It really shows you how 3 years of age could make such a difference. The boss shifted up 4 places on my list. Amazing. You might ask, what makes your father so much harder here? Well, your father is back at it, except he jumps quicker, which completely removes my Ichimonji double and mortal draw strategy from the equation. He also loves doing the firecracker attack after almost every combo, so be ready. But if you fail to jump away, say goodbye to 90% of your health. Ridiculous. In his second phase, he summons an owl to help him. The owl can teleport him and it can also be lit on fire and be thrown. Though if you jump over the owl, your father will charge you. Mikiri counter him for his mistake. This is basically the only way of building posture in the second phase. And to put the icing on the cake, he rarely does the double shuriken throw and jump attack. Good luck killing your father for good this time. And number 1. Surprise. Probably no one would have expected me to put the demon of hatred first. Well, here we are. Let me list the many reasons why he is here. Firstly, he does absurd damage and can also set you on fire. He is very aggressive and can one-shot you with just a single combo. He doesn't belong in Sekiro. He is a Souls or Bloodborne boss, so deflecting doesn't work at all and staying far away doesn't help either, as he throws fireballs and slams his arm down with a fire trail. My best strategy is to stay close to him and dodge his attacks. If he jumped away, sprint towards him and to his firearm. Most of his attacks will miss. Just sprint around him to avoid the stomp. This will work, but just to remind you, he has 3 phases, so staying alive for that long is tricky. The other strategy is to cheese him by jumping on the wall and watch him walk right off the cliff. This also works on Gyabu. Just search for a video. With that, hopefully, you will beat this demon. Thank you for watching this video. I will do the mini bosses and areas in a future episode. Let me know in the comments which one I should do first. A like would be really appreciated, as I put a lot of effort into this video. I really hope to see you again soon. Bye.